What's up, fuckers? My name is Alexander Hamilton. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to a brand new series I'm going to call Dead Trends. A series where we take a look at things that used to be incredibly popular here on the good old internet, faded into obscurity, and we're going to be trying them out and analyzing how and why they gained and lost their popularity, and if they were worth all of the attention in the first place. Nice, longest intro ever, and you bet your ass I'm gonna do that in every single one. Today we'll be covering the big daddy of indie horror games, Five Nights at Freddy's. Before we get into the game, we're going to be discussing the history of it and its rise to popularity. Hey, here's the timecode to skip if you are uninterested and just want to see me shit my pants in fear. I don't know what day this is actually going up, but it's being recorded on Halloween. Five Nights at Freddy's 1 was released on July 23rd, 2014, exactly 20 days after my 12th birthday. A well-known fact amongst the fandom is that Five Nights at Freddy's was actually going to be developer Scott Cawthon's last attempt at making a game after a string of failures. This was going to be the very last game he ever made before quitting game development for good. But then it blew up in popularity and spawned a massive franchise that's still going to this day. A lot of people like to make comparisons between FNAF and the previous king of indie horror games, Slender the 8 Pages. And it's honestly kind of uncanny how similar their paths to popularity were. Slender the 8 Pages was released on June 26, 2012. Its popularity began to skyrocket when a butt-ton of Let's Players made videos on the game, and it actually ended up creating a formula for horror games that began with fan games and slowly grew to encompass every single indie horror game ever made until the release of FNAF. Starting with the Slenderman Shadow maps, which were made by a completely different developer, but were meant to be set in the same universe. It was basically Slender the 8 Pages, but it's in an abandoned warehouse, or factory, or elementary school, or a Victorian mansion, or a hedge maze. And there were a butt-ton of them. Like, a ton. And with anything that becomes popular, people start making memes out of them, so there were, of course, the meme parody games that were basically taking random fictional characters and swapping them out for Slenderman's place. And the only one that comes to mind at the moment is SpongeBob SlenderPants. And yes, that's exactly what it sounds like. It's Slender the 8 Pages, but instead of Slenderman, it's SpongeBob. Okay then. And Five Nights at Freddy's actually took a surprisingly similar path. Exploded in popularity after a bunch of Let's Players made videos about the game, and then came a rush of fan games. The fan games for the two games actually received similar names, with the fan-made Slender games being called Slender Clones, and the fan-made FNAF games being called, well, FNAF Clones. And again, it took pretty much the same path. Pretty early on after its release was the fan game Five Nights at Candy's, which was made by a different developer, but meant to be set in the same universe, creating the animatronic restaurant Candy's Burgers and Fries, which was meant to be a sort of in-universe competitor to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. And even more so than the Slender clones were just taking random fictional characters and swapping them out for the FNAF animatronics. There were so many of them. Five Nights at Treasure Island, Five Nights at the Krusty Krab, and its sequel, Five Nights at the Chum Bucket. Yet Five Nights at McDonald's, or Five Nights at Wario's. Then there were fan games that were slight tweaks or adjustments of the formula, like One Night at Flumpty's. There were so frickin' many. And of course, then came the meme parody games. Two of which were made in RPG Maker. One was called Five Nights at Fuckboys, and another one that was called, like, Daytime at Freddy's, or Day Shift at Freddy's, or something along those lines. Then, Five Nights with 39, where you're trapped in a restaurant with an animatronic rabbit that's constantly making jokes, and instead of screaming at you when it gets in the office, it stands there shaking until you boop his nose, and he just goes, "No, don't touch my nose!" And runs off. And then on the 5th night, you catch him masturbating. And my personal favorite of the parody games, Five Nights... Come on, be professional. Five Nights... I can't even fucking say it. Five Nights at Anime. Where all the animatronics... All the animatronics got turned into big-tittied waifus. And instead of, like, screaming at you when you get a game over, it's death by motorboating. They literally force your head in between their boobs until you suffocate to death. Suffocating to death on anime girl titties. That's how I want to die. Death by boobs. Going out with a mouthful of titty. I'm sorry, okay. Serious mode. The FNAF formula was eventually used for independent games that weren't meant to be FNAF clones or fan games. I couldn't pinpoint exactly which game kicked off the trend for Slender games, but it evolved to the point where pretty much every single indie horror game on the market followed the Slender formula. You're in a place, and there's a monster or monsters coming to get you, and you need to find X amount of specific item and get to the exit before they find you and kill you. And usually involved a lot of running for your life and blind panic. And I believe this was one of the contributing factors that made Five Nights at Freddy's so popular, because pretty much every indie horror game out there was built around the concept of get out before they find you. And Five Nights at Freddy's comes along, and there's no free roam. You are stuck in place, sitting in a security office. And the horror isn't built around get out before they find you. The horror is built around they already know where you are, and they're making their way towards you very, very slowly. And they will get to you eventually, and there's nothing you can do to stop them. Which is a complete subversion of every single other indie horror game that existed at the time. It just took the Slender formula and completely flipped it on its head. It's almost like Scott saw the Slender formula appearing in all the horror games out there, was like, let's do the exact opposite of all of that. And to my knowledge, the first, or at least the first that was well made and gained a lot of internet popularity, that took the FNAF formula and applied it to an original creation was Tattletale, which still followed a lot of the Five Nights formula. It takes place over the course of 5 nights, and it has title cards at the beginning of each one that says Night 1, Night 2, and so on. There's a huge resource management element to the gameplay, and of course creepy robots murdering children. And again, there have been a lot of indie horror games out there following the FNAF formula, or at least the FNAF themes. Unlike Slender clones, the majority of indie horror games don't full out follow the Five Nights formula. Every indie horror game out there isn't adjacent to a copy of FNAF like it was with Slender. They don't always copy the entire formula, sometimes they just take bits and pieces from it. The most prominent aspects of the formula that other horror games often draw from are taking place over multiple nights, usually 5, some sort of resource management element. The monsters or creatures after you aren't always animatronics, but they're usually something close, like toys, mannequins, marionettes. And sometimes the only thing it takes from the FNAF formula is 80s nostalgia mixed with child murder. FNAF hasn't really faded from popularity. Even nowadays, FNAF is still really popular, but the first game has kind of faded from people's minds because there's currently 8 games in the franchise out and a 9th one on the way, which I don't remember if this was outright confirmed or if it's just a rumor, but people are saying it's going to be the launch title for the PlayStation 5. Can you imagine if modern Scott was able to time travel back to 2014 and stay to his past self working on the first game? This game is going to be so popular that the 9th one in the franchise is going to be the launch title for the PlayStation 5. Again, this was going to be his very last game before quitting game development altogether. And 6 years later, the 9th game in the franchise is going to be the launch title for the PlayStation 5. Never give up on your dreams. But yeah, that's the history segment over. Let's actually get into the game now. I'm not going to be tackling the lore or the story at all. MatPat's 44 theories have covered that pretty well. Yeah, no shit. And at the time of recording this, MatPat has made 44 FNAF theory videos. Today we're just going to be analyzing it from a gameplay and game design perspective. I have played this game before. I played it up through night 6. I didn't even attempt 420 mode. I may be a masochist, but even I am not that much of a masochist. But it has been several years since the last time I played it, and if I remember correctly, I was 14 when I last played it, and it's been... and I'm 18 now. I've matured a lot more. I have a lot more, horror tolerance, so let's see if it can still scare me. Alright. Let's get into the game. Okay, we are getting into the game. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and turn my overhead light off for maximum immersion. Do you have to be mowing the grass right now? Mega spook. I mean, it is daylight out, which isn't really maximum immersion, but we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna see how far I can get in the game in one video. Like, also my mom is here, mostly because I've been sitting in my room by myself for 5 days and I'm lonely. But also so I can, like, bounce ideas off. I have, like, another person to bounce ideas off of because I'm, like, analyzing the game. We're not just playing it. This is more than a simple let's play. We're doing an analysis. So I think it's time to launch the game. New game. Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. Family pizzeria looking security guard to work the night shift 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. Monitor cameras assure safety of equipment and animatronic characters. Blah, 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 blah. Didn't get that whole thing. How long has it been since I played this game? Like 4 years? Oh my gosh, there's a jack-o'-lantern! Like, I don't know when this video is going up, but I'm playing it on Halloween. There's like spooky lights! And there's a jack-o'-lantern. That's cool. Oh, it's been forever since I've played this game. How long has it been? Like 4 years?
I wanted to record a message for you to help you get settled in on your first night.
Okay, I'm wasting power.
I actually worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week now, as a matter of fact, so I know it can be a bit overwhelming, but I'm
gonna let the phone guy call play out, then I'll start my, like, analytic ramblings.
So let's just focus on getting you through your first week, okay? Let's see. First, there's an introductory greeting from the company that I'm supposed to read. It's kind of a legal thing, you know. Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a magical place for kids and grown-ups alike, where fantasy and fun come to life.
The controls.
Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for damage to property or person. Upon discovering that damage or death has occurred, a missing person report will be filed within 90 days or as soon as property and premises have been thoroughly cleaned and bleached and the carpets have been replaced. Blah, blah, blah. Now, that might sound bad, I know, but there's really nothing to worry about.
This guy is full of shit.
The animatronic characters here do get a bit quirky at night, but do I blame them? No. If I were forced to sing those same stupid songs for 20 years and I never got a bath, I'd probably be a bit irritable at night too. So remember, these characters hold a special place in the hearts of children and you need to show them a little respect, right? Okay. So just be aware, the characters do tend to wander a bit. They're left in some kind of free roaming mode at night.
It's 1 a.m. and my power's already down to 83%.
They get turned off for too long. They used to be allowed to walk around during the day too, but then there was the bite of 87. Yeah, it's amazing that the human body can live without the frontal lobe, you know? Now, concerning your safety, the only real risk to you as a night watchman here, if any, is the fact that these characters, if they happen to see you after hours, probably won't recognize you as a person. They'll most likely see you as a metal endoskeleton without its costume on. Now, since that's against the rules here at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, they'll probably try to forcefully stuff you inside a Freddy Fazbear suit.
What the hell, man?
Now, that wouldn't be so bad if the suits themselves weren't filled with cross beams, wires, and animatronic
Seriously, is that a watermelon? I've never seen a green pumpkin before.
Area. So you can imagine how having your head forcefully pressed inside one of those could cause a bit of discomfort and death. The only parts of you that would likely see the light of day again would be your eyeballs and teeth that pop out the front of the mask, because, yeah, they don't tell you these things when you sign up. But hey, first station of the breeze. I'll chat with you tomorrow. Check those cameras, and remember to close the doors only if absolutely necessary. Gotta conserve power. Alright, good night.
Okay, so that's like the phone guy called you here every time you launch the game, and already there's some really good atmosphere playing up. Like, look at the detail in these environments. There's like wadded up balls of paper and cobwebs on the desk. There's like empty paper cups and rolled... There's like empty paper cups on the floor. This has a lot of detail in it, actually. Like, I like the detail of, like, there's the Celebrate poster with the classic Freddy note, the children's drawings, the Chica's cupcake right there. Oh, Bonnie's gone. Bonnie's gone. Bonnie's in the dining room. And again, that phone guy call actually does a lot to establish a creepy atmosphere. And establish, like, what the danger is. Like, obviously... And just, like, that little detail of the only parts of you that would likely see the light of day again would be your eyeballs and teeth that would pop out the front of the mask. Now, that is a bunch of horrifying mental imagery. Right, and it's a good way to, like, get the player's nerves up. What are those sounds? I heard footsteps. That's some really good audio design here, like the fan and the static on the cameras. Where's Bonnie? Where's Bonnie? Where's Bonnie? Where's Bonnie? Where's Bonnie? Oh, Bonnie's in the hall. See, it's already getting me to panic. I've, like, just started this game and I've already got high anxiety. Okay. So it's established what the threat is. Like, keep the animatronics away from you. And as, like, a new player just entering the game, like, you don't know, oh, Bonnie's right here. He's getting close. He's gonna pop up there any second now. Oh, frick. I'm already on edge. I know that barely anything happens on night 1 and I'm still frickin' jumpy. Ah, frick! Holy crap. See, he shows up at your door. And it's like I was talking about earlier with, like, completely subverting the Slender formula of get out before they find you. It's like, they already know where you are, and they're making their way towards you. Oh, Chica's out. There's a Chica. These things are freaking creepy looking. Oh, Bonnie's gone. Okay, 4 a.m., 41%. 40. Oh, frick, camera went out. And just the sound design is unsettling as hell. Oh, Bonnie's backstage. Oh, the camera went out. It's just like... Okay, I'm not like a expert in psychology or anything, but if I remember correctly, this is a concept known as persistence hunting. Or it's like, instead of like immediately running for you and taking you down with brute force, it's like slowly wearing you out. Oh, is that Bonnie? Bonnie's in the hallway. Instead of the horror being built around don't let them find you or you'll die instantly, the horror is built around, like, they already know where you are and they're making their way towards you very, very slowly. You don't know when they're going to show up, but they are going to, and there's nothing you can do to stop them. And that's pretty frickin' scary. Chica's still in the dining room. Okay. I'm in no way an expert on horror, but when it comes to horror games, like, immersion is #1. That's the most important of all. Making sure the player is immersed in the environment. Okay, you make them believe anything at the very beginning. Frickin' Foxy singing in Pirate's Cove. Turn it off. I hear footsteps. The ambiance noises in this are really, really good. Oh, frick. Frickin' Bonnie is the most aggressive. First night, always. Fun fact, the game developer himself, Scott Cawthon himself, actually had nightmares about Bonnie. Frick you, Bonnie. Frick, where's Chica? It's like, I've played this before and I know it's gonna... Made it to 6 a.m. Like, I've played this before and I know what's gonna happen. It's already getting me on edge. It's like... Just like the ambiance of, like... The ambiance noises in this are really, really good. Oh, come on. Camera's already going out.
Hello? Hello?
And Bonnie's already freaking gone. Okay,
Well, if
there's
you're
Bonnie.
hearing this and you made it to day 2, congrats. I won't talk quite as long this time since Freddy and his friends tend to become more active as the week progresses.
Again, establishing that, like, things are gonna get more intense as the night goes on. Providing tutorial, establishing how the game is played.
Very often. I've heard he becomes a lot more active in the dark, though, so, hey, I guess that's one more reason not to run out of power, right?
Build up and foreshadowing of the Freddy jump scare that happens when you run out of power. And Chica's gone.
There are blind spots in your camera view, and those blind spots happen to be right outside your doors. So if you hit or someone on your camera,
hey there, Bon Bon!
check the door light. You might only have a few seconds to react.
And again, providing a tutorial and telling the player, like, how to play while still establishing tension and the threat.
From time to time. The character in there seems unique in that he becomes more active if the cameras remain off for long periods of time. I guess he doesn't like being watched. I don't know. Anyway,
You go
I'm sure
away,
you got
Bonnie!
everything under control. Talk to you soon.
And again, the phone guy calls do a very good job at establishing, like, tension and, like, establishing what the threat is and what you're supposed to be afraid of while providing a tutorial. Oh, like, notice how he says the character in there seems to become more active as the cameras remain off for a long periods of time. So it's telling you, check Pirates Cove, and it's telling you why you need to check Pirates Cove. Oh, but it doesn't tell you who's in there and what's going to happen if you don't check Pirates Cove. Oh, there's like a tension and suspense and like the mystery around it. You don't know what's going to happen if you don't check the cameras, but you know something bad will happen. This is surprisingly very tense. Okay, Chica's there, Bonnie's there, Freddy's still on the stage. Okay. I don't know why I'm checking the lights. I guess I've still got my, like, muscle memory from, like, the harder nights. I'm down to 65% and it's only 2 a.m. This is tense as hell. Like, I've done this before multiple times, and I know not much happens on the earlier nights, but I'm still freaking tense. Ah, frick, cameras went out. The cameras are out, they're moving to different places. Okay, Chica's still by the bathrooms. Bonnie's... Where's Bonnie? Where's Bonnie? Where's Bonnie? Where's Bonnie? Okay, Bonnie's in the hall, Chica's by the bathrooms, Freddy's still on stage. Do you have to be mowing the grass right now? They mowed yesterday. Where's Bonnie? Oh, Bonnie's in the corner. Bonnie's getting close. Chica's still by the bathrooms. On, Bonnie! Frick, I heard footsteps. Is he coming closer? Come the hell on, just show up already, Bonnie. Down to 50%, it's not even 3 a.m. See, I know what's gonna happen and it's still getting me to panic. Turn off. Ah, Freddy's looking at the camera. Holy frick. Bonnie, will you just show up already? Okay, 3 a.m., halfway there. Okay, Bonnie went back to the hallway. She is still by the bathrooms. Okay. It's like, it's very good at getting you to like... And again, the phone guy call said that, like, there's a blind spot in your camera view and it's right outside your door, so you're tempted to, like, constantly check the cameras so you always know exactly where they are. But that's wasting your power. So it's like tricking you into doing something that you think is going to help you survive, when in reality, it's just bringing you closer to your death. Okay. Bonnie is right next to me. Where's Chica? Where's Chica? Where's Chica? Bonnie, will you just show up already? And again, it's the frickin' tension of knowing... Oh, frick! Okay. The tension of knowing that he's close by and he's gonna show up at any minute, and he hasn't shown up yet, so you're just getting more and more tense the more and more time it is that he's not there, and Chica's in this frickin' corner. Bonnie, can you go away? Oh, frick! Chica... Okay, Bonnie's gone. And again, that's another clever little trick, because when Bonnie shows up, he, like, shows up in the actual doorway, so you kind of expect that Chica's gonna do the same thing, but nope, she doesn't show up in the door, she shows up in the window. And when you turn on the lights, you can see her, like, weird, creepy, hanging jaw face staring at you. And the character design of the animatronics in general is unsettling as hell. Where the hell? I heard footsteps. I heard footsteps. Ah! Frick, it's Chica. Frick, close the door, you moron. See, it wasn't like other horror games at the time where if the monster saw you, you instantly had to run. This time, they show up and they just stand there and stare at you, and they force you to look at them, and I'm gonna run out of power. Okay, 5 a.m., 13%. Where the hell are they? I heard footsteps. I heard footsteps. Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Okay, Okay, Bonnie's there. Okay, where's Chica? Oh, Chica's coming down the hall. Bonnie's in the supply closet. Chica's coming down the hall. Oh, frick, I'm down to 7%. Down to 7%. 6%. Come on, will you just take over already? Where's Bonnie? Where's Bonnie? Where's Bonnie? Where's Bonnie? And again, with the phone guy call saying the blind spots in the camera are right outside your door, so anytime you can't find them in the cameras, you're convinced that they're right outside the door, about to kill you at any moment. Hey there, Foxy! Okay. Ah! 1%. I'm down to 1%. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm so dead. I am so dead. 0. Come on. Take over. Take over. Take over. I had 1% power left. I was this close to dying. Third night. Okay, this is where shit gets real. And Chica's already left.
Hello. Hey, you're doing great. Most people don't last this long. I mean, you know, they usually move move on to other things by now. I'm not implying that they died. That's not what I meant. Anyway,
yeah,
I better not take
sure.
up too much of your time. Things are getting real tonight. Hey, listen, I had an idea. If you happen to get caught and want to avoid getting stuffed into a Freddy suit, try playing dead. You know, go limp. Then there's a chance that maybe they'll think that you're an empty costume instead. Then again, if they think you're an empty costume, they might try to stuff a mental skeleton into you. I wonder how that would work. Yeah, never mind. Scratch that. It's best just not to get caught. Okay, I'll leave you to it. See you on the flip side.
Again, phone guy doing a terrible job at keeping you calm, and like logically within universe he's an authority figure who's meant to like provide you guidance, so for a job like this you'd expect him to keep you calm, but he does the exact opposite by putting horrible gory imagery of your impending death in your head. Where the hell is Bonnie? There's Chica. Oh, Bonnie's still on stage. I'm dumb. It's 1 AM and I'm already down to 83%. Where's Chica? Where the hell is Chica? Ah, frick, there's Chica. Hey there! You go away? Okay, she left. It's only 1 AM and I'm already down to 73%. I'm gonna die so hard. Oh, frick, cameras went out. People are moving. Okay, Chica's in the dining room. Oh, this is tense. This is very, very tense. Chica's gone. She's not in the dining room. Okay, she's by the bathrooms. Ah, hey, Foxy. And again, the way that Foxy slowly peeks out is also quite well done, because again, before you see him the first time, you don't know what's in Pirate's Cove, so when you first get a look at him, all you see is just eyeballs and teeth. Notice that he's the only one of them with sharp teeth. All the other animatronics have flat teeth. He's the only one with fangs. And again, you can't fully see him. The only parts of him you can really see are his eyes, his jaw, and his arm. So you don't fully see him, you just see parts of him. Wait, is that Chica? Yeah, that's Chica. Oh, frick, she left. Chica left the dining room. Where's Chica? Oh, frick. Okay, she was by the bathrooms, but the cameras went out. That means they're going somewhere else. Where's Chica? Where's Chica? Where's Chica? Where's Chica? Where's Chica? Okay, she's still in the dining room. Okay. Breathe. Okay, she's by the bathrooms. She's by the bathrooms. It's a little bit hard to breathe because I'm wearing a chest binder, so taking deep breaths like is my instinct to do when my anxiety is high is a bit difficult when my chest is being compressed. Alright. I heard footsteps. I hear footsteps. Okay, she's back to the dining room. And again, phone guy said things start getting real tonight, so you're expecting something to happen, but the longer it takes for something to actually happen, the more tense you get. Because, like, I know something's gonna happen at any moment, but it hasn't, but I don't know what it is, and it hasn't happened yet. I don't know why I'm checking the lights. Oh, frick, Bonnie's gone. Where's Bonnie? Where's Bonnie? Where's Bonnie? Where's Bonnie? 3M and I'm at 41%. Where the hell is Bonnie? Ah, Freddy's looking at the camera. Where's Bonnie? Where's Bonnie? Where's Bonnie? Where's Bonnie? Where the hell is Bonnie? I don't know where Bonnie is. Freddy just left. Oh, frick, Freddy left the stage. Oh, shit. Okay, Freddy's in the dining room. That's also quite well done. Because Phone Guy said things start getting real tonight. And you're waiting for something different to happen. And so far it just seems like a lot of the same shit, but then fucking Freddy leaves the stage. And again, when he leaves, you can't actually see him. He's off in the shadows. You just see like the outline of his hat and ears and his like creepy, glowing white eyes. Hey there, Chica. Go away. Freddy's still in the dining room. Where the hell is Bonnie? Chica, can you go away? I'm gonna run out of power. I'm gonna run out of power. I'm gonna run out of power. There's Bonnie. Okay, found Bonnie. Okay, she's gone. 20% is 4 AM. Okay, Bonnie's in the supply closet. Frickin' my mouse keeps going outside of the screen. Come on, 5 AM. Chica. Okay, Chica's in the hallway. Bonnie's in the supply closet. Ah, shit. Shit, shit, shit. What was that noise? I heard like a... Where the hell are they? Hey, Bonnie's... Chica's in the hallway. Oh, frick. Come on, tick over, tick over, tick over! It's at 7%. Holy frick, that is creepy! Oh shit. Where's Freddy? 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 Ah! 3%, 3%. I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. My face cam's about to cut out. Okay. Night 4. We've made it to night 4. Sorry about that loud clap. I had to do that to sync the face cam with the audio. Okay. It's hardcore mode. No clicking around the cameras anymore. Just, oh frick, Foxy's already out. That's good. That's a good amount of horror.
Oh, hey. Hey, wow, day 4. I think you can do it. Hey, listen. I may not be around to send you a message tomorrow.
Frick, Bonnie and Chica are already gone.
It's been a bad night here for me. I'm kind of glad that I recorded my messages for you. When I did. Hey, do me a favor. Maybe sometime you can check inside those suits in the back room. I'm going to try to hold out until someone checks. Maybe it won't be so bad. I always wondered what was in all those empty heads back there. You know. Oh no.
So Phone Guy just died. And again, that is very well done. Okay, I want to talk about Foxy for a minute, because you've got the second stage where he's left Pirate's Cove, And again, you can't see his full body, you just see his silhouette. The only parts of it you can see in detail are his eyes, his pointy teeth, and his hook. They're like reflected in the light. Turn off. So that's quite well done. And the thing with phone guy dying is also well done, because you hear the banging, and what I've seen in like Let's Plays of this is oftentimes they don't know the banging is on the phone call, so they think that's like an actual threat in the environment of like something coming after them. And again, if you haven't lost power by now and you haven't had a jump scare to Freddy, that's a good bit of like foreshadowing, because you hear the music, that like music that Freddy plays, then he says, "Oh no," then he dies. It's like a good bit of not only like creepiness to like unsettle you, but it's also a good bit of foreshadowing if you haven't gotten that jump scare before. Frick. What? Did a plane fly overhead? Sorry, I'm just like so laser focused on what I'm doing. I wasn't really paying attention to anything else. I'm employing the strategy that I used to use when I played this before. It's like Night 4 is where hardcore mode starts, so I just check Pirate's Cove and the main stage and the door lights. And I figured out through a lot of frustration and trial and error that constantly checking the stage keeps Freddy from leaving. Because he saw he was looking at the camera earlier and now he's not. That's because I was checking that camera. And I found that out on, I think my 7th or 8th attempt at Night 5. There were a lot of trial and error and also looking up like 3 different walkthroughs. Where the hell are Bonnie and Chica? It's 2 AM and none of them shows up. I'm down to 63%. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be so dead. Well, because, like, the tension that this game creates, I'm constantly convinced that I'm literally seconds away from death. You know what? I'm going to intentionally check Pirate's Cove a little less often. Just to show you what happens when Foxy comes on down. Or not. You know what? I'm gonna play the game regularly. Just gonna keep up my strategy. And again, it's the thing with the like Hitchcockian suspense of he left, and you can see his creepy ass silhouette with the glowing eyes and teeth and the sharp ass hook. But he's not doing anything. He's just standing there, and you know, at any moment, he's gonna leave that camera, and you don't know what happens when he's gone from that camera. You don't know exactly what's going to happen, but you know it's not going to be good. This game uses, like, it's like basic Hitchcockian suspense, but it's used very, very well. Okay, 3 AM, I'm down to 50%. Ah, frick, there's Chica. I found Chica. Okay. Oh, frick. Okay. So Foxy just ran at me. And again, that's a good subversion. Scott is very good at subverting expectations, because every other animatronic in this game has moved slowly and, like, very slowly made a trek towards you. So when Foxy leaves, you expect that he's gonna do the same thing, but nope, he comes sprinting at you, and you have about half a second to close that door before you die. You're expecting Foxy to follow the same patterns as the other animatronics, but he doesn't. Chica, can you go away? It's 3 AM and I'm at 32%. Okay, 4 AM. Just ticked over to 4. I heard footsteps. Chica gone? Chica gone. Where the hell is Bonnie? I haven't seen Bonnie all night. Where the hell is Bonnie? Trying to take deep breaths to calm down, but I can't really because I'm wearing a chest binder. Ah, there's Chica. Where the hell is Bonnie? Okay, she's gone. Okay, 20%. I'm at 4 a.m. Mom, what's 100 divided by 6?
What?
What's 100 divided by 6?
I don't know, 1 point something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be using more than 1% power per hour. Okay, 5 a.m., 12%. Where the hell is Bonnie? I haven't seen Bonnie all frickin' night. I know I'm repeating myself a lot. It's a bad habit. Ah, there's Bonnie. Found him. Oh, 7%. 6%. Go away, Bonnie. Okay, Bonnie left. Oh, I didn't even check that other door. 3%. Will you just tick over already? Oh crap, I'm gonna sneeze. I'm gonna sneeze.
Don't do it, don't do it.
I'm at 0%. I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die. My power just went out. It's Freddy.
Yep.
I'm gonna let this play out and analyze it later. What? I'm backing away from the screen. Fuck you.
What? How was that for getting saved?
Saved by the bell. Night 5. I made it all the way to night 5. That's pretty. My mom's making a cat toy out of yarn. Night 5. Guarantee I'm about to die here. There's no way I'm making through this first try. I've made it all the way to night 5 without even dying once. Probably only because I played this before. And there goes Chica. Mom, can you please turn off your alarm? I've been doing this for an hour already. Yeah, you weren't here, but instead of a phone guy call, we got, like, weird, like, garbled little sounds. Like, it sounded like a demonically deep voice talking backwards. Interlaced with static and animatronic screams. And again, expectation subversion seemed to be Scott's forte. With this game, at least. It's getting very hard to breathe. I really want to take off my binder because I can't really breathe right now. But I can't exactly stop playing. There's not really a pause button. I didn't mean to do that. Just getting into the routine. Mom, where'd you go? Turn off. Again, with this last night, you have to move so quickly that any misclick is like, it throws off your game. Can you please just run through the calculator? 100 divided by 6. Frick, Chica's in the kitchen. 16.6666666. So my optimal strategy is to take up 17% of the power per night. Ah, frick! Per hour is what I meant. I'm meant to be taking up 17% per hour. There was faces flashing on the screen. Did you hear that? That were like, "Arr, arr, arr, arr." There were faces of the animatronics flashing on screen with the text, "It's me." Holy frick, I'm very, very tense. Excuse me. Why is nothing happening? Scott Cawthon's a frickin' master of Hitchcockian suspense. Fantastic. That's just amazing. Okay, Bonnie's gone. And Chica's gone. Okay. 2 a.m. and I'm at 52%. Come on, take over to 3, take over to 3, take over to 3! Keep losing where my mouse is. I hear twitching. Like, I recognize that sound. Hopefully nothing bad happened. Ah! You saw that in the camera. Chica was in the corner twitching. She wasn't standing there idle like she normally does. She was like twitching and making weird noises. And that's creepy when you see it on the cameras, but even creepier when you freaking hear it, like, outside of the cameras. Like, if you see that in the cameras first and you're like, ah, Chica's twitching, and you go out of the cameras like, wait, I can hear her. You hear that sound and you know Chica's nearby. But if it happens the way it just happened for me, it's still creepy, where it's like, huh, what's that weird noise that I hear? You check the camera and it's Chica twitching out and going all spastic in the corner right next to your frickin' door. 3 a.m. and I'm at 35%. Ah! Hey, Chica. Chica's being hella aggressive right now. Okay, she's gone. Okay, 4 a.m., 30%. Holy crap. Holy crap. I'm gonna die so hard. Ah! Hey, Bonnie! Hey, Bonnie! Hey, Bonnie! Hey, Bonnie! Hey, Bonnie! Hey, Bonnie! Okay, he's gone. Oh, frig, I hear twitching. Oh, there's Chica. There's Chica. There's a Chica. There's a Chica Cheek. Is she gone? She's gone. 4 a.m. and I'm at 22%. Chica's in the kitchen. I just realized that everyone just kind of assumes that Chica's the one who goes into the kitchen when we never really get 100% confirmation. I guess people just assume that because generally Bonnie heads down the left side of the building and Chica heads down the right, and the kitchen's on the right side of the building, so I guess everybody just assumes that it's Chica, but it could be like any of the animatronics. Probably Chica though. Ah, hey Bonnie! 10%, 5 a.m. Bonnie, can you go away? Okay, keep going. 7%. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be so dead. I'm boned. I'm boned. I'm boned. I'm boned. I'm boned. I am so boned. 4%. Frick Foxy's about to rush my door. 2%. Come on, take over, take over, take over. Come on, turn it to 6. 0%. 0%. My power's about to go out. Oh shit. Backing up. Okay, so I died. I made it all the way to night 5 before I died. That's impressive. Yeah, and there's me stuffed inside a Freddy suit with my eyeballs popping out the front of the mask. Okay, I need a bathroom break and to take off my chest binder, but when I get back, we're gonna do some analysis on that Freddy jump scare. Okay, I'm back. Why did I leave my glasses here? I don't even remember. So let's do a little bit of analysis on that Freddy jump scare. So just imagine it's your first time playing. Okay, you know bad things are going to happen when the power goes out, but you don't know precisely what's going to happen. So the power goes out, and for a couple seconds you're just sitting there in darkness, waiting, thinking what's going to happen. And Freddy shows up, and he doesn't get you instantly. He starts playing his creepy little music box nursery rhyme thing in the door, like da 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 dun dun da dun 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 da dun da dun 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 da da dun dun da da. Then it goes off. Then it stops, and the whole room is pitch black, and you're just sitting there in the darkness, and you hear footsteps going boom, 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 and you know at any moment, and you're gonna get a jump scare here, but for every moment that it doesn't happen, the tension just gets higher and higher and higher. That's a good jump scare. That's how to do a jump scare well. I can't believe I made it all the way to night 5. You can tell I've played this before. I'm debating whether or not to end the video here or continue through to night 5. I wasn't entirely sure if I was going to get through the whole game in this video, if I was just going to get as far as I could. You know what? Let's just continue. Why not? Back into night 5. Okay, no more analysis. I think I've gotten through all the analysis of this game.
Jump off the floor. Stop.
I'm a little preoccupied right now. Okay, Chica and Bonnie left the stage. So if I'm using 17% per hour, what percentage should I be at when the clock hits 1 a.m.?
How many hours are you working?
6. It's 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. I'm using 17% per hour. What should my percentage be when the clock hits 1 a.m.?
100 down.
Yes.
You
I'm at 84 now. There's Chica. Huh, the clock just hit 1 a.m. and I just hit 83% right on the dot. Okay, what percentage should it be at 2 a.m.? It's 83 minus 17. I'm bad at mental math even in low stress environments. Okay, 66. I'm at 77. Oh, I heard footsteps. Is he gone? Nope, he's still there. Which means that the sound of somebody else moving closer. Okay, it's 67% and I'm still at 1 a.m. Okay, I've hit 66. Can you tick over to 2 now, please? She's in the kitchen. Frickin' tick over. Hey, 2 a.m., 63%. Oh, frick, I hear the sound of twitching. That means somebody's in a corner close to me. Ah, it was Bonnie. Bonnie was close to me. Frick, I hear twitching. Ah! Okay, that time it was Chica. Okay, 54%. Tick over to 3. Come on, turn to 3, turn to 3, turn to 3. Okay, I'm at 50%. I should be at 3 a.m. by now. I hear twitching. I hear twitching. Somebody's a twitching. It was Chica. You twitchy bitch. Okay, 3 a.m., 44%.
Should be at 49.
I know.
Hey.
Ah, frick, it's Bonnie. Oh, god damn it. Sorry, I know you don't like that word. Wait, did Bonnie leave? Bonnie left. Chica's still here. Will you go away, Chica? Now, fun fact, when this game first came out, a lot of people thought that Chica was a guy. Not too many people knew that Chica was a girl, which is odd because Chica is Spanish for girl. But I guess people just thought it was a play on chicken. Ah, frick! It's me! What the hell does that mean? I hear twitching. I hear twitching. Ah, okay. It was Bonnie. It was Bonnie. It was Bon. Fuck off, Bonnie. Can you go the hell away? I hear twitching. Chica's nearby. Oh, Bonnie left. Bonnie left. Bonnie left. 4 a.m. I'm at 18%. I'm going to die. Hey, Chica. And there's a Bon. Okay, Chica left. Bonnie, can you go away? Okay, Bonnie left. They actually listened to me for once. I am so boned. I am boned. Dead, I'm dead, I'm dead, I'm deader than dead. I hear a twitching. Hey there, Freddy man! There's no way it's gonna hit 6. There's no way. It had literally just turned 5. Fuck you. Damn it. I swear I've beat this before. What am I doing wrong here?
What burns energy?
Doing literally anything? I hear twitching. I hear twitching. Somebody's a twitching. Somebody's a twitching nearby me. I hear twitching. I hear twitching. Somebody's a twitching close to me. Ah, frick! Bonnie. 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 Bon. I hear twitching. I hear twitching. Come on, take over to 3. Take over to 3. Take over to 3. Take over to frickin' 3 already. Hey there, Chica. Oh, frick. Oh no, both my doors are shut. One of you please just go away? Okay, Chica left. Oh, frick! Freddy left the stage. Freddy left the stage. Frick, Freddy's gone, Freddy's gone, Freddy's gone. I am so dead. Okay, slight adjustment of strategy. Instead of checking Pirate Cove and the stage, I need to check Pirate Cove in the East Hull corner. Ah, frick, Chica's there. Once Freddy leaves the stage. I've played this before. When he gets to the East Hall corner, or he always shows up in the East Hall corner and he like sticks his face in front of the camera. And when he leaves the East Hall corner to show up in your door, he laughs. 3 a.m. and I'm at 32%. I am super dead. Ah, hey Bonnie. Hey Bon Bon. Freddy's laughs are getting louder. I've never really had a good strategy for Freddy. Why am I singing? I don't know. It's a coping mechanism. I literally just said that 2 videos ago when I was playing Spooky's House of Jump Scares. Or Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion. Ah, frick, my hand is cramping. 4 a.m. and I'm at 15%. Oh, frick, I think Freddy's in the corner. Freddy's in the corner. Freddy's in the corner. Ah, I'm just gonna close that door. I know that's a bad idea, but I'm just gonna keep it closed. Come on, I'm at 5 a.m. Holy frick. Take over to 6, take over to 6, take over to 6. Fuck you. Double finger defense! Take over to 6, take over to 6. Turn it to 6. Turn to 6, turn to 6, turn to 6, turn to 6. Turn to 6. He's taking a sweet baby time. Turn to 6, turn to 6, turn to 6, turn to 6, turn to 6. Yes! Oh, I was this close to dead. I was this close. I just barely squeaked by. Oh, give me that sweet money. $120. $120.
Right at work?
For 5.
For 5 nights at work?
Someone actually calculated this. It was... okay.
Oh, wait.
I'm not good at mental math. 6 hours a night, 5 nights a week. That's how many hours?
30.
$120 for 30 hours of work. That's $4 an hour. $4 an hour. I am here in this, like, knockoff Chuck E. Cheese with these horrifying murderous animatronics, pretty much cheating death every frickin' night for $4 an hour, because I'm here on minimum wage in the fucking 90s.
Try 80s.
I think, I don't remember the exact date Pat calculated, but it was either 97 or 93. So I made it past night 5. Should I do night 6? Made it this far, might as well. 1%, I'm dead. Okay, power's off. Come on, turn to 6. Turn over to 6. Come on. Son of a bitch! I made it to 5 a.m. Come on. You know what? I think that's enough for this video. If you guys want to see a video just fully dedicated to me beating night 6, then maybe I'll try out custom night. But I've done all the analysis I need to, so that's gonna be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a fantastic day. Be gay, do crime. I love you. Bye!